Kaylee Cuoco and Sam Claflin star in the MGM Plus original series, Vanished. When the man Alice loves disappears on a train to the south of France, every romantic memory becomes evidence. Every intimate detail, a potential threat. She thought she knew everything about him, but she may not even know his real name. 4-part thriller Vanished premieres February 1st on MGM Plus. Finding the truth is a dangerous affair.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
What's your sign, by the way?
I'm a Leo.
Leo, okay. I was like, was I on point with that one?
I'm Aislinn Green, and this is Unpacked, the podcast that unpacks one tricky topic in travel each week. And this week, we are taking a trip into your astrological future. My guest, Adama Sesay, is the astrologer behind Lilith Astrology. She's the author of the book Black Moon Lilith Rising, How to Unlock the Power of the Dark Divine Feminine Through Astrology, and the card deck and guidebook Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle. She also hosts a podcast, Black Moon Lilith Rising, and last year she shared her 2024 travel forecast on afar.com. This year, Adama is sharing it here. In our conversation, she reveals the big dates we should watch for in 2025, sign-by-sign suggestions on how and when to travel, and what to do if you absolutely must travel during that most dreaded of times, a Mercury retrograde. Adama, welcome to Unpacked. Before we get into your predictions for 2025, could you share why you think astrology is so important?
Astrology is a powerful tool for understanding yourself and understanding where your strengths are, where challenges are, and where you may not be truly embodying your true self, which, believe it or not, is very common. You saw the way that I changed life paths in 2015, and that actually, astrology really helped me do that. So there's one aspect of it. There's also the prediction aspect of it, which everyone loves. So seeing what the astrological weather is, how to act accordingly, when to plan certain dates, certain important events. And it also is a tool to understand the world. So we can understand how politics works, how global events work on a macro level as well. So we reflect the cosmos on a micro level in our own individual lives, and then everyone does as a collective in the world. So it's a very powerful tool to understand life.
Yeah. And how do you kind of relate that to travel?
So world events play a major role when it comes to travel, understanding where there are clear pathways or where there may be some challenges in terms of world events and working around those. We also can take a look at what's going on in our locality, if we want more of a staycation, if we want to stay within our country or within our region. So understanding how the cosmos are operating next year will give us those good windows to seek those travel opportunities.
I love that you take that approach of both the kind of inner lives and the world on a macro level. How do you personally use astrology to guide your travel?
So for myself, and actually I also do this for my clients as well too, I take a look at planets like Jupiter, Mercury. These are the two planets. Jupiter deals with long distance travel, foreign matters, international travel, and Mercury is more about your locality and like the cab when we get to the airport, the engine and how that's running, how the flight is going to run. And I also take a look at the 9th house and the 3rd house as well. 3rd house is more your locality. 9th house is more international. And then the zodiac signs, Pisces and Sagittarius, and Gemini and Virgo can tell us a bit more about both of those facets of life. And I use transits to guide my clients and myself through something like travel. So transits are how the current planetary placements are affecting your natal chart, also called a birth chart, personally. So we want to take a look at, okay, what's in our 9th house this year? Or where is our Jupiter going to be this year? And that can tell us more about what are the challenges, what are the windows of opportunity for the year. Also, Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
That's another big one.
Everyone
That's
loves
3 to
that
4
one.
times a year. This year it's happening 3 times, but trying to work around it. I know it's difficult because it happens so many times and it's very common, but trying to work around that to find a clear pathway is important as well too. And Jupiter also goes retrograde as well. So taking a look at that. Yeah.
Will you, I feel like everyone, like it's a known entity enough that people joke like, okay, like tech goes down, you know, my email's not working. But what really is a retrograde, and especially a Mercury retrograde? And why is that so oftentimes disruptive?
So Mercury retrograde, first off, Mercury is the planet of communication. And it rules over how we articulate ourselves in person, but also through text, email. And it also rules over how we can get from place to place within our locality. And it can cause confusion, it can cause delays, it can cause accidents, it can cause lateness during travel. And we want to take a look at what house it's occurring for us, and also taking a look at where it's occurring globally and how that's affecting the country that you want to go to, if we want to dive even deeper into it. But Mercury retrograde is actually an optical illusion. So Mercury is slowing down. And I give an analogy as if like you're in a car. So when you're in a car and the car beside you slows down, it looks like it's going backwards when you're speeding up. That's like a similar optical illusion. So it is slowing down. So that is why we call it Mercury retrograde, because it looks like it's going backwards, but in fact, it's slowing down.
Well, will you set the scene for us? Like, what can we expect 2025 to bring from an astrological perspective? Big question.
Yes. So we start off the year with Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, which I actually talked a little bit about Jupiter in Gemini in my 2024 forecast, but now we're bringing that over into 2025. And this may bring challenges related to flying, international movement, air travel. Jupiter will also station direct on February 4th. So it's not going to last forever, but for the first month, we may feel some restriction when it comes to travel, or some challenges when it comes to travel, especially internationally. So another thing too, as well, is people may want to take short trips during Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, domestic travel, exploring nearby locations, because we also are just coming off of the holiday season where I'm sure a lot of people are doing some heavy traveling. So I think that's going to be more of a lull. And then on January 12th, that same month, the North Node, which is our direction when we look at that as a collective, is moving into Pisces, which is associated with the wanderlust of travel. So this rules travel like spiritual retreats or escaping to a beautiful location, heightening your awareness and your understanding of the world through travel. So that's going to be an 18-month transit. So it's not like a one-day thing, but that's ushering us into essentially a new focus as a collective. And we also are going to have lunar and solar eclipses in both of those signs for the next 18 months. And then Venus will turn retrograde in Pisces from March 27th to April 13th. And Venus is the planet of pleasure and indulgence. So while it may not rule travel, it's all the things we love to do during travel. So both of these transits can encourage the collective to focus on escapism, seeking spiritual retreats, and kind of wanting to escape some of the realities that are going on in the world right now. And then, of course, we have 3 Mercury retrogrades this year. So March 2025, we have the first Mercury retrograde of the year. That starts on March 15th and will go until April 7th. And then in July is the second one, and that starts July 18th and will go until August 11th. And November is the last one for the year, and that starts November 9th and will go until November 29th. And I do also want to mention that these dates I'm giving are when Mercury's actually retrograde, but we do have shadow periods bookending both of those time periods. So that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, we can avoid Mercury retrograde during travel, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's unavoidable.
Yeah. Do you recommend that people try not to plan big trips or big like travel in that time?
Yeah, that. And if you really do have to travel, like if it's for something other than pleasure and you really can't plan it, here are some tips for traveling during Mercury retrograde. So double checking all bookings and documentation, being flexible with plans to accommodate the delays, and backing up important travel data when you're traveling by bus or public transportation, being aware of things like pickpockets or crime or tripping and falling or accidents, just leaving room for those types of things and just being hypervigilant and aware because it's Mercury retrograde.
Okay, so I'll double, triple check everything if I have to travel during a retrograde. Are there any other events that we should be aware of?
Just one more really important event next year. Jupiter moves out of Gemini, where Jupiter, another thing about Jupiter and Gemini is Jupiter is restricted in Gemini. It actually doesn't like being there. So this is another reason why I'm saying like there's going to be a lull when we first start off the year. But Jupiter then moves to its exaltation where it loves to be in the sign of Cancer on June 10th. So I can totally see, which happens naturally in June, the floodgates opening when it comes to travel internationally. And I think people will see a lot more ease and access with doing so. They may have more funds financially to do so. And Cancer rules the home, so many people may want to find a new home internationally, which is what I've kind of heard in the zeitgeist.
I know.
Okay, so that, and some people may want to go back to their home or their roots or their ancestral lands for comfort and to connect with family. Maybe family-oriented travel, traveling with loved ones or chosen family may also be a theme during Jupiter in Cancer.
I'd love to now get into some sign-by-sign recommendations, perhaps a little overview and then some high-level info about what a sign's travel style might be and some best dates to travel in 2025.
So let's start off with Aries, of course. Aries are energetic fire signs and they love action, activity, and trying new adventures when they travel. So they're not one to be stagnant. Like there needs to be action, itinerary, something going. And this year, they may be focused on connecting with family through travel or visiting ancestral sites. And a great month for Aries to travel is the first half of July. For Taurus, while they are notorious homebodies, indulgence, relaxation, enjoying new foods, sensual experiences are Taurus's travel style. And this year, they may enjoy domestic traveling or staycations within their locality that will allow them to recharge, rest, and recoup versus long-haul flights abroad. And the first half of July as well for them is great to travel. Geminis are social creatures and they love to check out new venues, clubs, bars, whatever their style is, their social style is, where they can connect with new people during their travels. Conferences are great for Geminis as well, but wherever they can really build their network, they love that. And this year will be quite transformative for them, opting for experiences that will completely change their perspective of the world. And the second half of December is looking like a good month for Gemini to travel. For Cancer, Cancers generally love to be at home as well, but if they're going to travel, they love to go where they can connect with their emotions, relax, and offload with their friends, family, or chosen family. And this year they may focus on spiritual retreats, going to sacred sites, and places where they can really escape the realities of this world. And the last week of August and into September is a nice travel time for Cancers. Leos are the energetic performers of the zodiac. They love to have fun, celebrate, and create an enjoyable experience when they go away. Partying, fun, and making sure to include physical activity is important for them. They're a fire sign as well. And this year, they may focus more on international travel, new experiences, and learning about different cultures. And spiritual growth is also important for them during this travel year. And the end of August and into September is great for them to travel as well. Virgos, you are more detail-oriented and you enjoy well-planned trips that allow you to relax while maintaining a sense of purpose. So this year, your travel will focus on destinations that encourage healing, wellness, and personal growth. So you may seek an eco-friendly vacation, a retreat, something that will align you with nature and allow you to get back to the basics. Maybe even glamping,
Yeah.
The first half of April is an excellent time for Virgos to take that trip. Libras are social butterflies who thrive on beauty, balance, and harmony in their travels. They enjoy aesthetically pleasing locations, hotels, destinations that are rich in art and culture. This year, they may travel with loved ones, and they may focus on romantic getaways, or they may take themselves on a beautiful romantic getaway. And the second half of May is an ideal time for travel for Libras, and especially for leisure. For my Scorpions, Scorpios are passionate and love travel, and they really love travel that feels transformative and deep and meaningful. And they enjoy uncovering the hidden gems of a city or a location and exploring the underbelly of locations. They love history as well, so historical walks, historical sites are very powerful for Scorpios. And this year, they may also be drawn to international travel that challenges them emotionally and intellectually. And mid-June is a favorable time for Scorpios to travel. So my Sagittarians, you are the traveler of the zodiac. I'm sure a lot of you listening have Sagittarius heavy in your chart, or you are a Sagittarius sun. And they are natural travelers and love to explore new cultures, philosophies, and experiences. They are the first ones to book a last-minute trip to Bali without thinking twice. They prefer spontaneous trips, and they are always wanting to meet new people and expand their consciousness through their travel. They might find themselves this year revisiting places that they've gone before, exploring off-the-path locations, and they may kind of go back to what they truly love this year. And early July looks like a promising time for Sagittarians to explore the world.
Okay.
So for Capricorn, you are practical travelers who enjoy trips that serve a purpose. So this may be work-related travel or destinations where you can work and enjoy yourself. Capricorns, you love to work. So it may be good this year to take some time off, take a break, take a rest. And this year they may be looking to travel for family responsibilities, and they may be doing work-related travel this year as well. So this is why I'm saying maybe you should plan a little something extra for yourself as well too. And the second half of October is an excellent time for Capricorns to make meaningful travel plans. My Aquariuses love unconventional experiences, people, places, and experiences that are going to open their mind to new ways of living. They're the first ones to go to a location, fall in love with it, and be like, I need to move here, and completely change their reality. And they may also opt for a more futuristic type of experience, maybe going to even like a tech conference or some sort of information sharing conference where they can meet a lot of people. Aquarius also rules over large groups and the connections and your network. So they are very social as well. And they also love unique opportunities to stay somewhere cool or different, like an ice house, or stay off in the middle of the woods in like this high-tech modern house or boutique hotel. And they also love to volunteer and give their time. So they may mix humanitarianism with their travel as well too. And the first half of October is an excellent time for Aquarians to explore these new horizons.
Okay.
So last but not least, we have Pisces, and Pisces are the dreamers of the zodiac who love travel that immerses them in their creativity, that allows them to escape, that allows them to increase their spiritual knowledge or their wisdom, and they love places that give them inspiration. And this year they may focus on water-related destinations, retreats, and places that allow them to recharge emotionally. They've been through extremely intense transits with Saturn in Pisces since 2023, which we are getting out of this year. And you all are going to have those eclipses that I mentioned. So rest is going to be very important for you this year. And the first half of September is great for Pisces to travel, particularly for introspection and growth.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm a Leo with a Libra rising, and your prediction feels pretty spot on for me. And I did mean to ask you earlier, what is your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
You're a Scorpio. Okay.
Yeah. And I was
Amazing.
like, oh, that sounds on target for me.
Do you have travel plans for the year yet? Or are you still making those?
A little bit. And mostly international, because usually you should plan that stuff in advance and some work related. But sometimes for pleasure, I like to just, I'm a Venus in Sagittarius.
Okay.
So that's when it's about the whole chart, everyone. So like, I love to go international and do like last minute trips as well too. So I definitely want to preface as well with these horoscopes that these are general and they're not for individual charts. So you want to take a look at where you've got Sagittarius placements, where you have Pisces placements, where Jupiter is going to be transiting for you this year. If it's going to be in your 9th house, that's a big travel year for you. So
interesting.
It's about the whole chart.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we often just look at our sun signs, but I was curious to know what you think about like how the rising sign plays in and these other things. So it sounds like there's some very key things if you want to look at travel that you would look for.
So I always recommend you want to look at your rising sign, but this requires your birth time. So I know not everyone has that, but your rising sign is going to give you the most accurate chart. So the rising sign actually sets up the houses, and the houses are what indicate what area of life these planets are going to affect. So in order to look at the 3rd and 9th house, you have to know your rising sign. And this is also how astrologers create sun sign horoscopes, believe it or not, is we put the sun on the ascendant and we basically read the chart generally that way. And if you don't have your birth time, you can look at your sun, you can look at your Mercury, you can look at your Jupiter. Like I said before, you can look at where you have Sagittarius placements, where you may have Pisces placements, and you can take a look at where the current planets are and how they are affecting them.
Well, that's really helpful. And do you offer tools for that on your website, or is that something that's more like a personal reading?
I do. Like you can also on Google, you can find there's various free birth chart calculators that people can use. There's a ton of great ones out there. On my own website, I have personal readings, and that's really where you're going to get down to the accuracy, is because it's your specific chart. So it depends on how you want to do that. If you're as versed in astrology and can look at your transits, I definitely suggest looking at a birth chart calculator, and that can help you further.
Well, you mentioned eclipses, and I was curious to know how you see those affecting travel and signs. Like, is it the same as a Mercury retrograde?
So eclipses are very different, and I'm always on my soapbox when it comes to eclipses, because we talk about new and full moons every month, all the time, but they happen every month all the time. The big heavy hitting lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, that is where you can see the life change when it comes to the moon and the sun. So eclipse season happens twice a year. This upcoming year, it's happening March 2025 and then September 2025. And this is when we're moving further into the Virgo Pisces eclipse cycle. And Pisces deals with more of the wanderlust, the escapism, the spiritual growth that comes from international travel. Jupiter is one of the rulers of Pisces. So I would say on September 7th, 2025, that's the most powerful eclipse that we'll have for travel on a collective level, and that's in the sign of Pisces, and we'll have a lunar total eclipse on that date. And that affects us for the 6 months after the eclipse, but it's the most powerful for the zodiac signs where it's occurring. So Virgo and Pisces, this is a huge eclipse for you.
Yeah.
And take a look at where the eclipses are happening in your chart, and that will tell you more about the life changes. But eclipses are more about life changes, things being removed, things completely flipping on their head, new realities, and it's more potent for some people than others. So for some people, it may just be a blip, it may not affect you in any kind of way, but for others, it's just like, my life does not look the same after it happens.
So you had mentioned earlier using astrology when you're traveling internationally to understand where a country is at. Am I interpreting that accurately? If so, what does that mean?
Yes. So you can look up a country's, you could call it an event chart, when the country was founded or refounded, incorporated, and that can tell you more about what the climate is going to be like there, whether there's going to be unrest, whether it's going to be smooth sailing, whether they're dealing with their own geopolitical issues within their country. So yeah, I can tell you a lot about what that country is going to be going through. So that's what we call mundane astrology, and that the root of that is mundus, which means the world. So this deals with when countries were founded, this deals with politics, this deals with these bigger, larger events.
Oh, that's so interesting. I had no idea. So very cool.
Yes, mundane astrology. It's really cool.
Is there anything else that you feel like people should know heading into 2025?
I think as easy as it can be to take a look at the stars, see where these windows of opportunity are. I think also leaving room for the spontaneity as well. I know that we'd be like, oh God, Mercury retrograde's coming. I can't plan a trip. But this trip of a lifetime's actually happening during that time. Maybe you're meant to go on that trip and experience what you experience there as well. It could be positive transformation, because I've traveled during Mercury retrograde. I've traveled during Jupiter retrograde because I had to. And I just kind of take those steps to kind of be aware while I'm traveling. So don't stick right to the script if there's a better opportunity that comes along during the time that you want to travel.
And there you have it, your astrological forecast for 2025. A big thank you to astrologer Adama Sesay. You can learn more about her work and sign up for a personalized reading at lilithastrology.com. We've linked to that as well as to her social media handles in the show notes. And that is also it for 2024, everyone. This is our last episode until next February. So have a wonderful holiday season, a happy new year, and we'll see you in 2025. Ready for more unpacking? Visit afar.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram and X. We are at Afar Media. If you enjoyed today's exploration, I hope you'll come back for more great stories. Subscribing always makes that easy. And be sure to rate and review the show on your favorite podcast platforms. It helps other travelers find it. And if you ever want to ask a question or suggest a topic for coverage, you can reach out to us at afar.com/feedback or email us at unpacked@afar.com. This has been Unpacked, a production of Afar Media. The podcast is produced by Aislinn Green and Nikki Galteland. Music composition by Chris Collin. And remember, the world is complicated. We're here to help you unpack it.